Good morning, America. This is your Silver Sun speaking, reporting for duty on Sunday, the 18th of July, 2021. It has occurred to me that in my previous vlog, I did not stipulate the reasons why Trump wished to murder me and remove me from my throne, my seat of power. But just one moment. He cannot handle the truth. He is a pathological liar. He makes up stories, jingles, and tries to advertise them on his Facebook page or on Twitter. Now, because last March, or I think it was February, Twitter and Facebook has banned Trump for the next 2 years. That is until 2023. So when I see a soundbite or a statement coming from him on television on the nightly news, I have been getting in this ritual habit of pointing out the obvious and stipulating the truthful facts behind his lie, behind his masquerade party, and the many masks that he wears. And this guy, this president, I've known for quite some time now that he is bent. I don't have a problem with that. Gays have a problem with me. I don't have a problem with them. The only thing that I have a problem with is when their evil bullshit hurts other people, causes pain, suffering, misery, struggle, etc. So this guy, this president, he is engaging in overt, hedonistic, sexualized behavior, and he's behaving as the cult leader, the cult of personality, which is something that has taken control of the GOP. He still is revered. He's looked upon fondly. And to some respects, he is the guy who wants to run in 2024 against Biden. The Trump empire has no future without Trump. Ivanka, Don Jr., Eric, Bobby Bitch, they might as well have their name as someone else. Their empire is not going to manifest in a way in which he can dominate and have control of the system. There is certain control that he holds in regards of a political facet, but economically, the empire is worth $700 million. That's how much it is worth. But he doesn't own these properties. He borrowed heavily. He's the king of credit, and he's really not a billionaire like he says he is. He's clearly a sociopathic narcissist who spreads false information, tries to be a soothsayer in getting people to believe what he says, and yeah, some people have gone the extra mile for him in trying to get things done. Some have made allegiances, and these are the types of people who are trying to, who have killed me in the future. I'm not worried about it. I'm not nervous. I'm not anxious. I'm not scared. I'm not afraid, because I know the afterlife that I'm going to have. And it's basically nothing, because the risen spiritual self of me might as well have been erased. That the born again life in me that was sown and seeded was pulverized into a field of energy that erased the spirit, the spiritual dimensions within me. This happened 2-3 years ago on a bushwalk. I've talked about it before, and so there is nothing there for me in the afterlife. There's nothing to come away from this life. That's why I'm relieved. And for the most part, I wanted to do anything to stay alive, as in the song by the same name by Jose Gonzalez. And it's a wonderful song. I would do anything to stay alive, but since I found out that I am going to be murdered and that I die in my sleep, and there's some type of laser to the heart or electric shocks to the heart, some type of heart attack, this is my ending to my story. And everyone in Catholic circles, they say, it's just a story. Why are you getting so upset? Why are you scared, so afraid? It's just a story, but they don't know who I am. I am a son of God. I'm a prophet. I'm a God king. I'm multidimensional in the mind. I'm a soulful person. I have logic, deduction, and reasoning skills. I'm born again, spiritually endowed. I'm a golden God king. And those are some of my aspects and some of my facets. But people in the Catholic circle who think they're from biblical times think that they are sons and daughters of God as well, when exactly they're not direct seeds from God. They are got part of God's family, the 12 tribes, of Israel. Um, they are part of God's family, but they are not direct seeds of God. They're just family members, and they're religious, they're believers, and they suffer in Christ, and they wish to stop suffering of others, etc., etc. They tithe, they're charitable, they take care of strangers who are nomadic or passing through town, Samaritans, that sort of thing. But just because you're from biblical times doesn't make you a biblical person. Not everyone from biblical times is in the Bible. I am Jesus' brother. That is what I have been told. On the grapevine, in associations with associates of my own circle, and I'm a new creation, like a platypus that has many different facets, but are almost seem alien to the creature, because this is an amphibian creature, but it has a bill. This is an amphibian creature, and it has webbed feet. It has hair, etc. You can go on. You can get the point from that. So I am gonna die. I am a son of God. And there are certain rules of the system by which everyone must adhere to. The one rule that is paramount overall is that there is only one Son of God in the system at the same time. I am a twin. I have a twin brother. We are both princes. And he will come after. He is he has probably stopped growing, attained forever youngness, and when I perish and die, he will come onto the scene as my inheritor of what was mine. The kingdom, the throne, he will oversee affairs in the lands that I am from, the perfect world, and will hopefully pray for me in the afterlife. And yeah, so I had been engaging in online activity, back to the story with Trump, just pointing out to people that he's gay, and he doesn't mind to be someone's bitch, and this shouldn't be happening in the Oval Office. This type of sodomy and disgusting dirty butt sex. And yeah, he admitted it. He said, "Yep." He admitted to everyone. Yeah, is that true? Jonathan says you're bent. Is that true? And he says, I've been gay a long time, but if I ever get a chance to do it again, I'm gonna do it just like Jonathan. Respect. Thank you. So Trump is a gay lord, and I've been posting online comments, disparaging comments on Facebook, and he says enough. Basically, we have to take Jonathan out. He is gonna mar my credibility way into the future. He's gonna be a thorn in my side, and if we don't take him out, there's no chance of winning the future in 2024 in that election. So he murders me. I am bewildered. I was initially scared and worried and concerned because I haven't read the Art of Living and Dying by which is a Buddhist Bible. That's way more accurate than any other book. The Tibetan Book of the Dead, or the Art of Living and Dying. It contains all that allegory and imagery and yeah, I noticed that there was some strange things going on in the future around that time. It was probably like 3 or 4 weeks ago now. And Trump had this, so it all must be true. It all must be true that John is the one, that he is a son of God, that he is all these things. Because as soon as he murdered me in the future up on the coast, north of Sydney, there was a change in the weather. Stagnant, overcast, depressed, and it's an obvious, significant change, and it's going on for weeks, days, months after I pass away, and it's not letting up. It's a significant change, and disasters are frequent. Natural disasters, tsunamis, earthquakes, floods, famines, droughts, wildfires, all these things start popping up all over the world map as soon as I die. And so Trump sees this in the future, according to his articles and according to the holographic orb from Camelot. The holographic orb from Camelot. He sees this in the future, and he says, well, he's the one. But if he's the one, me, he's going to take advantage of that situation. So what I'm hearing from the future recently is that I disappear from where I'm staying up on the coast north of Sydney, near Wallsend, and I reappear walking dazed and confused in the nearby neighborhoods 2 weeks later, and it appears that I've had some type of lobotomy. I am not cognizant. I'm not conscious. I'm not aware of myself. It's like I'm stuck in a dream, and I can't wake up. So obviously some mental faculties in my head have been surgically removed, and I don't know who I am. I don't know where I am, and I don't know who I am and what I am. So that's how Trump takes advantage of my situation in the future by targeting me, taking my mind tech, going back to time traveling, going back to a previous time, and bringing it back to a time where he was thriving. Because if he has me, he has Father Time. If he has the One, he has Father Time on his side. So there'll be ample seeds and grains of sand pumping through the system back in time in the 1990s when business was relatively good for Trump. I don't want to go back. I still wish to escape. I had a real-time transmission from Alanis Morissette when she was on a radio host show with a DJ. And she said to me that you're not going to find it. You're not going to find these words that are part of Theophilus' chapter in the first chapter of Acts, where it says, an angel appears and says, just as Jesus has done, being risen to heaven, he should do the same, and he shall return. So you say the words once, you're risen up to heaven. You say the words again, you return. These words are not going to be found in a state library, in a national library. They might be found in the Vatican Library, but that's off limits. That's not really an option. I could try going to seminaries, but I would have to wear a chastity belt to protect my butt's virginity, because people get fingered, and you got to be careful. So, because my life is over in the future, I withdrew from an IT course with the technical college. That's going to take about a year to update my skills and get back into IT, working for Evil Core. And that I withdrew because I'm totally and permanently disabled in the future. There was no point for me to continue. So I am doing a lot of thinking. Rebuilding my knowledge tree. I'm trying to find important information that the world needs to know from a prophetical perspective, and I'm trying to upload it to the internet in a coherent and profound way. Getting back to these Catholics who have committed such evil, heinous actions against me. These dead popes who sit in a magical chair that has dozens and dozens of buttons and orchestrating events to stop me from living out my dreams, my vision, putting my vision to reality and living. Well, I'm not doing any living, And I'm not putting my vision to reality anymore. I'm hearing the future, but I'm not seeing it. So it's kind of contentious. So now that we know that prophets are not sons of God, they're just someone with a prophetic soul who is religious, spiritually endowed, and they have attained a state of grace through the way that they've lived their lives. There is only one Son of God on the scene at a time. And why would God prolifically sow his seed of divine essences and DNA and being and spiritual gifts when there is a Son of God in hell that is the lovely Christ? How can gods of a monotheistic background who believes in only the one true God carry on sowing seeds of dozens and dozens, hundreds of sons and daughters of God when there is a lowly Christ in hell? We cannot carry on like everything is normal unless Jesus is here, and he is here to save the 12 tribes of Israel, the 144,000, and ascend to the next place. Ascension. Transcendentalism. God would not breed his own kind in a war zone. This country is a war zone. So, as you can see, my story has progressed, and I will be checking in